Are you looking for the best college laptop? In this video we will look at some of the 5 best college laptop on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1, Apple MacBook Pro 14, M2. 2023. The best laptop for college we've tested is the Apple MacBook Pro 14, M2, 2023. This premium model has a sleek, compact design, sturdy build, and all-day battery life. It provides a fantastic user experience with its sharp mini LED display, comfortable keyboard, and gigantic, easy-to-use haptic touchpad. You get tons of ports to connect peripherals and external displays and an outstanding 1080p webcam for video calls. You also get a fingerprint sensor so that you can log in quickly. Spec-wise, although we tested the M2 Pro configuration, Apple has released newer models with its M3 SoCs. These chips are even faster than their predecessors and can handle even the most demanding workloads, making this laptop an excellent choice for students in fields like graphic design, architecture, and engineering. If screen real estate is more important than portability, you can get the larger Apple MacBook Pro 16, 2023. It's the same device but with better sounding speakers and longer battery life. The only downside is its higher price. Number 2, Apple MacBook Air 13, 2022. Our best upper mid-range pick is the Apple MacBook Air 13, 2022, the best laptop for students with a light workload like text processing, web browsing, and video playback. It has a gorgeous display that gets bright enough for use outdoors in broad daylight, a comfortable keyboard that you can type on all day, and a gigantic and responsive haptic touchpad. Its M2 SoC is plenty fast for general productivity tasks like text processing and web browsing, and it can also handle some light video editing. The downside is that it only has 2 USB-C/Thunderbolt 3 ports with support for a single external display. An alternative would be the newly released Apple MacBook Air 15, 2023. It's essentially the same laptop as the 13-inch model but with a larger 15.3-inch display and a few tweaks. You also get better speakers, a 35-watt dual USB-C charger, and an M2 chip with 10 GPU cores. All this comes with a price increase of $200 over the 13-inch model. If you have a tighter budget but want to stay in the Apple ecosystem, there's the Apple MacBook Air 13, M1, 2020, which is still available and often on sale for as low as $750. It isn't as sleek as its M2 successor, but it's still a great laptop with incredible battery life. Number 3, Lenovo Yoga 7i16, 2023. If you want something less expensive than the Apple MacBook Air 13, 2022, but not overly cheap, check out the Lenovo Yoga 7i16, 2023. This 2-inch-1 convertible has a large 16-inch display, giving you plenty of room for side-by-side windows, making multitasking easier. While there's an FHD Plus display option, we recommend getting a QHD Plus panel, which looks sharper and gets brighter to combat glare. Don't worry about battery life. Even the QHD Plus model lasts over 12 hours of light use. There's Wi-Fi 6E, a fingerprint sensor and facial recognition camera, and a wide port selection that includes 2 Thunderbolt 4s and an HDMI. Its Intel 13th Gen CPUs can easily handle general productivity tasks. However, don't expect to do anything overly intensive due to thermal throttling. The webcam's video quality is decent. The image looks fairly detailed but has an unnatural tint, and the microphone picks up some background noise. Another mid-range laptop worth mentioning is the Acer Chromebook Spin 714, 2022. It's also a 2-inch-1 convertible, but it has a smaller 14-inch screen and runs Chrome OS. If you like taking handwritten notes, It supports pen input and comes with a stylus that you can dock into the side of the laptop for transport. Its Intel 12th Gen CPU has more processing than you'd ever need on a Chromebook, but know that Chrome OS is limited in the type of applications you can install, so make sure you can do everything through a Chrome browser or an Android app. Unfortunately, this model is getting hard to find because there's a newer 2023 version, which we haven't tested but expect to perform similarly. The upgrades include faster Intel 13th Gen CPUs and a 1440p webcam. You can see the 2023 model on Amazon and Best Buy. Number 4. Acer Swift 314, 2020. The best budget laptop for students we've tested is the Acer Swift 314, 2020. Acer's Swift models aren't exactly considered budget, but because this is an older model from 2020, the price has decreased considerably, making it a great option for those on a tight budget. It's compact and lightweight, and its battery lasts over 13 hours on a full charge. You get a nice FHD IPS display, a decent keyboard, and a wide port selection that includes 2 USBs, one USB-C/Thunderbolt 4, a full-size HDMI, and a headphone jack. Spec-wise, you can get this laptop with an Intel 11th Gen Core i5 or i7 CPU, up to 16 GB of memory, and up to 512 GB of storage. The Intel 11th Gen CPUs are a few years old but are still adequate for general productivity tasks like text processing, web browsing, spreadsheets, and video playback. Our only major complaint is the webcam's video quality. The image looks underexposed, and the microphone sounds staticky. Number 5. Lenovo Legion Pro 5 Gen 8 16, 2023. If you want a device you can also game on during downtime, get the Lenovo Legion Pro 5 Gen 8 16, 2023. This 16-inch model is available with AMD Ryzen 7000 CPUs and NVIDIA GeForce RTX 40 series GPUs, up to an AMD Ryzen 9 7945HX and an NVIDIA RTX 4070 GPU. Memory and storage max out at 32 GB and 1 TB, respectively, and they're user replaceable, so you buy a cheaper configuration to start and add more later. As for the display, you can choose between a 165Hz or a 240Hz QHD plus IPS panel. Both displays have a fast response time and support VRR to reduce screen tearing. This laptop feels very well built with a mix of metal and plastic. The keyboard provides clear tactile feedback, so you know when a key press has been registered, and it doesn't cause fatigue over an extended period, as the keys don't require much force to actuate. It has Wi-Fi 6E and an Ethernet port to ensure a solid internet connection when gaming online. The fans get pretty loud, but on the upside, neither the CPU nor the GPU throttles underload, so you get consistent performance with minimal frame drops. Unfortunately, this laptop and its power adapter are bulky and heavy, and the battery lasts less than 5 hours of light use.